Hey guys, Eric here with Project DIY. You ever wondered how to cut stair stringers but you don't know how? It seems like too much math, too difficult. Well, in this video today I'm going to show you all how to do it quickly, easily. You only have to do math one time, and after that it's done for you. I want to show you. I've already got some cut right here for you. This right here is a secret weapon. And you're like, well, how can that be a secret weapon? It's a triangle of wood on another flat piece of wood. How can that help me any way, shape, or form? Well, watch this video and I'm going to show you. Stay tuned. It's going to be easy peasy. Watch and learn. Alright, first thing you want to do when you're getting ready to find your stringers, you want to find out your height of what you got here, okay? This is where my board's going to be going to. That's where you want to figure from. What I have is 42 inches, okay? So that's what you want to figure out. First thing, you got to figure out how high your actual height is that you're going to be going from the ground to the top for your final product. Then that will determine how many steps you're going to need. We're going to figure that up here next. All right, one more thing too before we calculate the rise of these steps and figure out how tall they all need to be. Make sure before you take that measurement that you have included your, if you're ready on a deck, make sure you have whether you put 1.5 inches on there or a 5/4 decking board, make sure that's on there, or you include that measurement in there, because if you don't, that will throw that measurement off as well. So make sure you include that in there. Mine's going straight up underneath where I measured to, so I don't have to worry about that. That's going to be the top of my board, so I know 42 is what I got. So we're going to go from there. I'm just going to get a calculator I have on my phone here. So what we're going to take is 42. Okay, we're going to divide that by, let's just say, 5 steps to see how tall they're going to be. That's 8.4. They say to keep things in between 7 and 8 inches is what is typical for a stair tread. You don't want to be like high stepping trying to get there, so that's not going to work. So let's take 42, divide that by 6. Okay, gives you an easy 7. Okay, so 7 is going to be perfect. That's what we're going to go with. So that means we need 6 stairs because we had 42 inches. We divided it by 6, meaning we had 6 stairs, and that puts them all, like we just figured, at the 7 inches. So we need 6 risers on this particular stair tread. So once you found your inches, that's how you figure out how many stairs, how many risers you're gonna have in there. Now let's go to the next step, and I'm gonna show you the easiest way to make these. Stringers are not difficult. I'm gonna show you seriously the simplest. This is the easiest way to make these stringers. Piece of cake. We're gonna make a jig here so we get our rise and our run. I'm gonna show you the simplest and easiest way to do it. So what we had, we said our rise was 7 inches. So we pull down here to 7, all right? There's our 7 inches. Our run is 10 inches. Here's our mark at 10 inches, okay? So what you wanna do, take your scrap board after you made your mark here, made your 7, your 10, I went ahead and squared off, so we'll have to cut that off. Actually, we won't have to cut that off. Then what we're gonna do is go from this point of 7 to the point of 10. We're going to take a board here. I've already marked it out, but that's how I got that. So you scribe that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our saw and we're going to cut that. All right, now what we're going to do, we're going to take a couple screws. We're going to put this in the middle of that board we had. It's kind of in the middle. I'm going to show you why that's important here in just a second. We'll screw it here, and this is the easy part. It's going to take all the math out of trying to do these things. All right, here we have it, guys. We have our jig. This is gonna make it so easy. It's gonna take the brain work out of it. It's gonna be simple, stupid. Let's just get into it. Let's get here. Now I'm gonna show you how to use it. All right, we have our template on here. As you can see, that guide I told you about, that's gonna allow that to sit on there like that perfectly. And what we're gonna do is just slide this bad boy down here, mark it as we go. So here we go, we're gonna mark it. No math required, we already did all the math, all right? There's 1. You're gonna take this now. Where that right there ends, you want to take this next one, start it right there at it. So remember this right here is your riser. This is the 7, this is our run, this is the 10.5. Or I'm sorry, 10. Okay, there's 2. As you watching, I'm gonna quiz you how many we need. How many say we needed? We needed 6, all right? So there's 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to do just the run on this one. All right, so after we've marked our last one here, we want to pull that 7 inches that we had. I'll pull that and mark it. Okay. Take our jig, throw it back on here. This is going to be the bottom of the stair stringer that we have here, okay? So we'll mark that back around there. Then what you want to do is whatever you're using, whether you're using an 1.5" board, a 5/4 board, whatever. I measured ours was 1 inch. You want to measure that 1 inch, okay? And mark that off, because if you don't, what you're going to wind up having to do, you're going to have to wind up cutting all of those off 1 inch. Because see what you have here, so now we only have 6 inches here, okay? Which we was wanting 7, correct? But when you put a 5/4 board on this, which is 1 inch thick, that's going to give you the 7. So you pull 1 inch off, that's going to give you 7. Then you're only going to have whatever here, but you're going to add 1 inch to it. So you're going to, it will allow you to add that inch back every single time. But if you don't do that, you're going to wind up having to cut these, or you're just going to have to live with it, and then your steps and everything's going to be messed up. So that's how it's done. Let's get these cut out. Now, if you finish cutting these with your skill saw or whatever you're using, I go back with a sawzall here, because you usually have a little bit left on each, and just hit on each side of it, and that will allow it to fall out. Because if you don't, you can see what you got right here. See how you have that there, and everything's not going to sit in there correctly. So that's why we use that sawzall to get that there cut out. Alright, we got our first stringer cut right here, okay? Laid it up on our next board. Once you've gone and cut your one, I've done checked this one, it works, so what I'm going to do is put a P on it. Stands for pattern. That way I can use that for all of them. You don't want to go and cut this one, mark this one, and then use this one on the next one and that one on the next one, because when you do that, eventually what's going to happen is it's going to wind up short, it's going to wind up off. So use your original piece as your main pattern, and it's always going to stay the same. Everything will be cut perfect. This is the easiest way to make these stringers. Piece of cake. Guys, hopefully this video has been helpful for you all. If you would, give us some likes, give us some subscriptions, and remember, as always, why hire a guy when you can DIY? Thanks for watching.